When the clock strikes 10, that is when restaurants that serve alcohol will now have to close.
That is what Mayor John Cooper wants the health department to do in order to help fight the spread of COVID. Right now, News 4's Nancy Amons live for us downtown. And Nancy, the mayor mentioned this video you showed us last night.
That's right, and he had seen it. I think a whole lot of people around the country had seen it too, because today he announced that starting on Friday night at 10 o'clock, all the restaurants all over Nashville, not just here downtown, they all have to close. If they serve alcohol, they have to close by 10. Mayor John Cooper today noting that this video was seen across the country. Lower Broadway jammed over the weekend, people ignoring rules to wear masks and keep their distance from others. So as of Friday, July 24th, restaurants that serve alcohol will have to close at 10 p.m. Bars that don't serve food are already closed until the end of the month.
If we have to tell 100,000 children to stay home, we can tell public facilities to close early.
The mayor taking direct aim at tourists.
But it's important for people, for residents and tourists to realize Nashville is not exempt from the virus. You can't drive a few hours and come to Nashville and pretend that it isn't here, and that you're not going to spread it here, that you're not going to pick it up here. The same rules apply.
Bar owners say part of the problem with people crowding the streets is that restaurants are only open at 50%, and people are waiting in long lines on the sidewalks. I asked the mayor if he's considering a curfew.
So the answer to your question is everything has to be on the table until we get us back to normal. I am hopeful that the 10 p.m. and the stopping of serving of alcohol will naturally have the right effect.
This comes as Nashville's COVID cases and deaths continue to spike. The average now 382 new COVID cases every day.
Every day we're graded, frankly, and we have not liked the grades that we have received, and so we're going to adjust until we're going to be able to be successful in this hardest of all classes for a city.
Now, I spoke to the woman who posted that video on Facebook over the weekend of all the crowds on Broadway. I asked her what she thought of these changes. She said closing at 10 isn't enough. She says get people to enforce the mask ordinance, the rules that we already have. Tracy?
All right, Nancy Amons, thank you so much. And the mayor says this order is the result of people not taking the virus seriously. Here's what he had to say to business owners upset over the move.
People that are keeping you closed or not letting you open on normal hours are the people who are not wearing masks and not complying with social distancing. It is not the public health department. It is the behavior of people not doing what they should. Every owner of every business needs to go on the street and tell people to wear masks so they can be open on normal hours.
The mayor says his team is learning in each step of reopening and will readjust if necessary.
So we want to know what you think about the mayor's new order for restaurants. Do you support the mayor shutting down restaurants in Nashville that serve alcohol at 10 o'clock? You can vote right in our poll on WSMV.com or on our News 4 app. Some of the responses: Candy Smith, why not just stop serving alcohol at 10? Woodrow Wosley says he believes it is the only way. And Jennifer Witt chimed in saying, based on the video downtown over the weekend, maybe the mayor is trying to curb some of that activity.
Now take a look at this map of Davidson County this afternoon. The darker shaded areas are where most coronavirus cases are. Again, it's based on where people live, not where they got the virus. As you can tell, a lot of that is downtown. This new order for bars and restaurants comes after this video, again, surfaced, showing people without masks here on packed sidewalks. This on Lower Broad over the weekend.
All right, so some people ask why such urgency. Well, here's why. Cases keep growing by the hundreds in our county. 240 new cases today. One death is also reported. We've now topped 18,000 cases. More than 12,000 have recovered.
There is some good news, though. Our city's hospital capacity is getting back on track. Now, this includes both hospital beds and ICU beds. Just a couple of days ago, these numbers were not satisfactory, but as you can see now, they're green again. The goal for hospital beds is 20% availability. That is exactly where we are. The goal for ICU beds is 20%. It is now at 23%. Tonight,